Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe, we're going to be talking about the current controversy and, I guess, thing that people are yelling about in the game. If you didn't know, in the most recent update, in Warframe Citrene's Last Wish, they ruined Steel Path, and they ruined the Steel Path Honor Store. How so, you may ask? Well, the Steel Path Honor Store now has a limit of 25 per week for each of the 10,000 Kuva and the Relic Pack offerings, meaning you can only get 250,000 Kuva from the Steel Path Honor Shop per week, and you can only get 75 relics from the shop per week. People are mad about this. Some people aren't, right? There are a lot of people who have opinions on this. I more so think this sucks, obviously, for the long-time players who like Steel Path, the players who grind a lot, the players who like ribbon rolling and Kuva farming, and, you know, just general people who know life the game a lot. But does it matter that much? Probably not. Not really. Not a ton. But we can see that there. What's the reasoning? We have made this change to Teshin's store as it is an unlimited source of Kuva and Void relics in-game. Yes, much like farming missions. We took a careful look at Steel Path and decided this would be the best method to ensure a small handful of players couldn't buy absurdly large quantities of these resources at once, without making changes that would affect all players on the Steel Path. All in all, I'm actually more in favor and okay with this than I am against it, right? I don't care. I barely give a shit about this one. I think it makes sense, and honestly, it is kind of a long time coming. We've had so many anti-AFK strategies put into Warframe this past year because of how hardcore people bought an AFK, so is it really that surprising? No. This has been in the game for a long time, and most people who farmed up a lot of relics, and most people have farmed up a lot of Kuva, either are sitting on thousands or tens of thousands, who really knows, right, of relics, and are either sitting on a bunch of Kuva or have made a bunch of platinum from selling rolled ribbons that are like god ribbons. So does it affect most players? No. But does it affect hardcore sweat players? Yes. And does it hardcore affect bots and AFK players? I don't consider AFK players, you know, they're not the biggest source of caring, so yeah, I don't really care that much about bots and AFK players because I put them in a similar boat. If you have a build where your only goal is to like watch TV and sit in a corner and just do nothing for the entire time, I think that's kind of shit, and it's fine to play that way, but it just sucks, right? Like, I don't consider that botting, it just sucks, but I understand them wanting to nerf those types of playstyles and incentives. So let's take a look. Oh, Steel Path Honor Shop? You may see now, oh my, 25 limit per customer. 15 Steel Essence times 25 times 2, right? That's what, 750 Steel Essence per week that you can spend on Kuva and Relic Packs. It's just not a big issue. 750 Steel Essence a week is still a lot and a good amount of Steel Essence that you can farm up. 250k Kuva, right? 75 relics every week. That's still a lot. You can still get your arcane adapters. There are still other stuff you want to buy, like rifle ribbon mods and your veiled ribbon ciphers. So there's still some other things, dance form of blueprint. There are other things to buy too, but yeah, I get that it sucks for the hardcore players, but what do we think the community has to say about this? I'm kind of curious, so as always, yell your comments down below, like, and check out all those sweet random social medias, but there are about 4, there's more threads, but I have about 4 threads here going over the general change. Let's see. This first one I want to pop up because it has an actual poll. Good stuff, good stuff. Do you actually care about the Steel Essence change for purchasing Kuva or Relics packs? 158 said yes, out of 1.3 thousand. 495, myself included, said no. 480 didn't notice, don't care, doesn't affect me. I'm pretty much in this boat as well, right? And these people also are probably in the boat of no and didn't care. So 158 people said yes, and then about 1,000 150 or 1,100 said, meh, don't care, toss it out, couldn't care less, right? So as we can see, not a lot of players play that much where they can get that much every single week and are super dedicated, right? I'm surprised 70% of the votes weren't results, right? Everyone's just kind of been like, yeah, makes sense. If you care, not as the issue to me. This place is weirdly antagonistic toward anyone doing any kind of endurance runs in the game or farming a lot. The other thread is a lot of people seemingly maliciously happy about changes, upsetting someone for some reason. It's silly. I think most people, it's because a lot of the AFKers and like long farm runners are just like bots and AFKers. I think that's the issue. Like people really just say fuck those people. But it does suck that Warframe doesn't have better incentivizing for longer term runs. That's why I don't bother running longer term runs. I get bored of it. But it does suck that those players don't get huge boosts. They do get some boosts, right? Like wave per boost type stuff and drops. But it's just nothing as big as it could be. So fair enough. 750 steel essence to burn every week, though, is still a lot of steel essence. This person's been like, yeah, great way to get relics done. Okay, let's go. Let's cut that out and keep going on. So this is the one post that has a lot of upvotes. There might be others, but it's the one I saw saying, y'all, nobody cares about the steel essence change. And it's the one that got all the upvotes. Let's go over. Really and truly, that vast majority of players does not care. There have been so many posts from tryhards and cryhards. Okay, never heard that one, cryhards, but fair enough. About it that I figured someone should put up a post to let y'all know. Wait, what was the change? Yeah, that's like the typical. The 25, yep. That's a chonky amount. In theory, yes. In practice, relic packs are limited to only one rare relic per pack. So this is assuming you have to get one axe. So still, as for Kuva, that's a different story altogether. I think he's just saying that still farming 750 steel essence every single week. Every single week, farming 750 steel essence. That's still a lot. And you know what? It's fair enough that Warframe might be like, yeah, maybe you should touch some grass. It's understandable, okay? There's only so much game you should and can play every week. And Warframe is surprisingly not a game that a lot of people should bother playing constantly every week when you get to a certain point, right? Because once you're caught up, if you really enjoy playing the game, hell yeah. But if not, take breaks, do other things, play other games, because Warframe is going nowhere anytime soon, and updates like Duvary will come in due time. I don't really care either way, but in general, when evaluating change, what good has it done is a much better metric than saying it didn't matter because it doesn't affect anyone. If it doesn't affect anyone, then why change it? Oh yeah, this is a cop-out. It did affect people. I think they just don't want to like flood the market with more everything, but annoying ribbon traders and bots, but we'll see. It affects D's bottom line. That's the short answer. Don't even mean that as a slight against D. They are a company. They have to maintain certain profit margin. Warframe is about being generous, free play game in existence, but despite D being owned by Tencent, and you better believe that if Warframe is another mandatory goals. Yeah. Okay, game's bottom line is engagement as well. Flooding the market initially with prime parts or whole frame builds on day one of prime release lowers the player engagement. Yeah, so it's just people talking about the business of it. Fair enough. Doesn't capping the amount make primes and ribbons more expensive though? A little bit, but only for like a couple weeks, right? Or like a day or two, because God, the price goes down so fast. And if everyone gets 75 relics every week, that's still a lot. So probably 90% are unaffected. I agree, but maybe I'm wrong. Still kind of weird they did this this far in. Yeah, it's still a little weird. Nobody cares. There have been so many posts. Clearly somebody cares. It's just not you. Yeah, so it's like, well, it looks like a lot of people just are against or don't care, but there's still a lot of people that are like, it's either dumb or they're indifferent, right? Maybe downvote, but I don't care. Cap is done. Brute Prime drop. I spent all my standing with each Mac rank faction to get a relic packs and spent 1k steel essence doing disruption. If I want to waste my life farming away steel path and a crazy amount of one vendor, then I should be allowed to. Either side is a pretty calm argument. It's nothing like super aggressive either way, so it's, yeah, fair enough. Nice touch grass, honestly. Fair enough, fair enough. So it looks like most people are like, yeah, okay. But let's see this one. D is limited buying relic packs with steel essence, and they hope to keep it on the down low. Okay, so this one is just the stupidest type of a possible title. This is like a clickbait title on Reddit, and I think that's funny as shit. Why did you quote down low? Okay, anyways. This thread maintained 20% upvote rate since inception. Oh God, is he talking about, they talked about the like, I'm being downvoted a lot? 20% upvote rate since inception. That is not good. For all the people mentioning no one cares, go touch grass, etc. Approximately 1 of 5 players do seem to agree. Yeah, but that still means they should probably touch a little bit of grass, right? A little bit of grass should probably be touched still. Either way, 20% is not small, but not majority, but still real. Yeah, it's still Reddit though, so you'd be surprised at how little Reddit is of a player base, all things considered. But yeah, obviously it's still gonna affect a lot of people, but it still sucks. Let's see the post. Hi Tennos, as perhaps not everyone knows, DE is limited buying relic packs with steel essence. This is allegedly designed to prevent people from exploiting the game, but the true reason is that they want to farm us even more when the Prime Access comes out. Okay, so this person sounds like they do need to touch grass. They sounds like a conspiracy theory, and maybe play a different game. This is how you're viewing every change that gets made. Okay, limiting one ability progress in terms of getting the new frame/weapons and opening our wallets instead. I love it. Funny enough, they go to lengths of deleting/moving posts which provide this feedback. Oh yeah, I'm sure those posts were written very, very friendly. Many players have had their forum posts moved into some other citrine patch instead of the main and have other stuff there simply deleted. Yeah, because it's not super relevant at this point. This is the 12 pages thread where D has regulated and removed many users, hoping all long-standing. The thread's gone, by the way. Oh no, I probably just need to log in actually. There it is. It's back. Weekly of, okay, seems too low. Yeah, it has a lot of discussion on it. A lot of discussion. So maybe it's a good place to talk about it too. I'm not going to go through everyone's comments. Sure, those are deleted forum posts are all written with proper language and they give all reasonable and well thought out elaborated arguments. Oh yeah, 100%. Nobody's saying swear words in there. Nobody at all. Opening our wallets, bro. They're not making new primes paid only. I have no issues farming for a few days, only get my new prime stuff. Yeah, it's like, it's not that bad. I've farmed stuff. It can take up to like 5-10 hours to get a prime if you're unlucky, and then you can trade for it a lot faster, of course, but it's RNG as always. It's less that people aren't aware of the change, more that the vast majority of them just simply don't care. All long-standing players rather disappointed. Nope. It's 75 fucking relics a week and 250,000 Kuva. Looks like this thread is people just being like, yeah, for the most part, meh. Stop trying to speak for everyone. Also long-standing player. Yeah, most long-standing players probably don't grind the game for 750 steel essence every week because they are playing other games. They have a life. They're a long-term player, so they're caught up. And we're just doing other things, right? That should generally be the long-term player experience for most games. It's have fun, enjoy the game, get to end game, play it a bit more casually, and play it more to have fun and not to progress, because you can't really, so. It just depends how you view it. Let's see this final little thread on Reddit, because this one's also very interesting. Debate DE just shot themselves in their own foot with their decision regarding Steel Path. Also, has a lot of downvotes. And this just goes over the 25%. This decision will hurt their most dedicated players who monthly player base use their money to support DE. Why use money on a game that you can't even play and use your time on? That decision is obviously for people who use more money to buy their Prime Access on. So to an incredibly small amount of players, they exploit the game as an excuse to just stupid decision overall. Business-wise, it still hurts DE. Business-wise, I don't think commenters usually know what they're talking about. Let's be real. Okay, they know fuck all, and they don't have any fucking stats. So that's always people talking about their ass, sorry. In reality, we'll have to wait and see. DE, you will lose a substantial amount of players that love to support you on a monthly basis. Why should you play by Prime Access when you can't even play the game to the fullest? Right? Like they're just making shit up here now. Right? Can't respect that opinion because it just made shit up. Anyways, Rolling Rival is incredibly bad enough as is now. It's got a lot worse. How are we going to use our Steel Essence when Teshin stock is complete garbage? DE made Steel Path completely irrelevant. Obviously, that's just my opinion. What's yours? A very biased and ignorant and blind opinion. Lol. Either way, he made his stock complete garbage. You can still farm it. Just get a life and do other things other than farm 750 Steel Essence every single week, okay? Anyways, people are fighting a little bit, but it's not going to matter overall. Especially, it's always funny to me, though, when people bring up DE doesn't know what they're doing. Which, they don't always know what they're doing. But in this case, I would say they know more and have better stats than randoms online. But yeah, do you think limiting us to 25 relic packs a week is actually going to make DE less money or hurt the player base? Are Prime Accesses so important that you have to grind multiple sets in a day? Well, the only players these affects are tryhards who want to charge new primes for 300 plat or one sell plat for real world money. Most players don't give a fuck about Steel Path and hoarding Steel Essence. I'll admit, I'm sad about the limited Kuva, but I'm also not a whiny baby who feels the need to scream and cry about it. Oh yeah, also, in regards to the Kuva is already so bad, oh no, Kuva rolling is so terrible, it's not at all that bad. Kuva rolling sucks for people who want very specific and very perfect rolls, right? They don't have a pity system at all for Kuva. That's because Kuva rolls, Kuva relics, they don't actually matter in the grand scheme of Warframe, because you don't need a single Kuva, Riven, relic, any of that. You don't need that shit to actually progress at all, or to have a really strong OP build, right? It's just to have a stronger, more OP build, but it's not necessary. So it's already not that bad rolling Rivens. It only sucks if you want to go min-max one specific type of Riven with very specific item builds, right? So it really doesn't matter that much. I do think it would be good if they had some sort of Riven pity system, just for like at least 1 or maybe 2 slots, something. But all in all, I have a lot of decent Rivens that I've rolled, and people have given me some, but I've just rolled a lot of decent, good Rivens. Not perfect, but you don't need perfect Rivens, so I don't know. That's my general take. It's like, it sucks, but it's not that big of a deal. And if this is like a huge issue to someone, they probably should like check out other things and like play some other games and just take a break, because that's such an insane amount of farming every week to consistently do just to buy Steel Essence. And it seems like a lot of the players truly are mainly just complaining that they can't farm out a Prime Access instantaneously, because that's what a lot of it boils down to, and a lot of what they go down to. They're like, oh, I logged in and then I spent all my Kuva, all my money on Kuva and all my money on a bunch of relics. So make perfect Rivens and perfect relics. It just doesn't matter that much for a casual chill game like Warframe. But I'm still curious what everyone thinks and how many people are like very much mad at this change. So yeah, curious, but maybe I'll have a poll, maybe I won't. As always, sub, like. I just want to make a long video going over these shenanigans and the slight anarchy, because it seems overblown. But yeah, cheers.